Greek island. I am late today for my very important date here in my Morning Musings channel, my art channel. And oh my goodness, sorry about that, guys. Woo. Too much going on. Just really busy, and I'm just getting into my studio. I have my clean brushes. I've been soaking them in just dish soap and water for a couple days. Not for any particular reason. It's just that yesterday I was gone. I had to leave the island and do some things. And so they sat there all day yesterday, and today I finally washed them and got rid of all the extra paint and get them refreshed a little bit. They are old brushes, and you can't see the flaying, but there's, little bits and pieces coming apart at the seams. But you know what? When you get paint on them, I've never really had a problem with splayed brushes, little hairs that, twist off to the side. Once you get paint on them, they all come back pretty much into shape. Of course, I'm doing landscape, so broader, more dynamic brush strokes can be just fine. It just works just fine. I think if I were doing the hyper realist type paintings, that would be a problem. But for now, I seem to be fine, and it just kind of gets me thinking about just how much money do you have to spend on painting. And let me tell you this, from the very beginning until you reach a pretty dynamic stage. Hold on, let me give you my example. You do not need to buy really expensive brushes. I wouldn't. It doesn't serve any real purpose. They do when you reach an intermediate advanced level. Then you can begin to think about those really nice rosemary brushes, or the this and that and the other thing brushes. For example, like this one here, it's really old now and very worked up. But this little brush I got at Lavanche series. It's a Lavanche series. So I got that here quite a few years ago here in Greece. Very inexpensive, like one of those cheapo brushes that you just don't pay attention to. And it has served me really well. It has been a great brush, and it's cheap. It's a synthetic brush. It works beautifully for what I need it to do. And, we can get caught up in buying all this really expensive, best quality things when, gosh, you really don't need it. I do believe, and I fully support, that you buy artist grade oil paints or acrylic paints or gouache paints or whatever kind of paints you're using. Get good paint. And your brushes can be average. And do you need a lot of them? No, you really don't. Minimal, just what you need. And you have a larger brush, an even larger one, right? Kind of like one of each size, or one of each, just kind of, and then just working your way down until you get, I don't know, a round one here and there, and like one of these little flat um, or bright brushes that you can use. You really don't use any more than that, and that's probably a lot. Here's the thing. If you get one big brush, a big one like this, a flat, there's so much that you, you can do with this one brush, okay, aside from your strokes, but you've got the sides, which create beautiful, small, it's like having this one. You can do it with this. And it's good practice to use your brushes, buy fewer brushes, and use them in many different ways, in all the ways possible, because then you really get a handle on what this brush can do. You really do. That maybe you wouldn't otherwise. If you have like smaller brushes and you're using all these different brushes, this becomes the habit of just your large brush strokes. But there's so much more that you can do. And same with, a big round. You can do with a round brush that I never knew, because I never bought round brushes when I started out. And then I got this one and I was like, oh, wow, look what that can do. And it's because I use them for many, many, many different purposes. So, the message here is get the minimum, buy excellent quality, artist quality palette. Just buy a limited palette. You don't need any more than that. And get a few brushes and work with them. See what you can do with them. And then you'll find that, oh, okay, maybe you want a script liner. I do, I guess I don't have my script liner here, which is the real thin, long brush, right? And you can use it for signing, or they're great for tree branches, and I suppose hair if you're doing portraits. So there's each brush has its purpose, but you don't need a lot of them. And you don't need to spend a lot of money on brushes, especially when you're starting out. So lighten up, relax with it, let go of the things that you think you need, especially with oil painting. I don't know, we get on this idea of, oh, I use the materials that Rembrandt used, or no, 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 no. The first thing that you have to use is your laughter when you come into your studio and you have a beautiful time playing around. That is the number one thing that you use. And then you begin to, learn the basics, learn that foundation. How are you going to begin to learn to walk artistry, through your artistic path, through your creativity? How do you begin to understand your creative pathway and how that can help you, and how you can use it and work with your creative energy to create your paintings, to learn something new, to stretch beyond your boundaries? That's it, you guys. That's it. Yes, we love to paint really nice paintings. It is the gift. It's the prize. It is. It's amazing. And learning something new, and understanding it and creating it on a two-dimensional surface is, wow, it's just beautiful, right? That's just the cherry on top, right? But what about the entire baking of the cake? What about gathering the right materials, the things that you absolutely need and not more? You don't need more to put a ton of different things in it because they're available and you can. No, you want to make the best cake out there to put that little cherry on top, right? And the best food and the best art and the best studio is when you get rid of and declutter most of the extra stuff. So, first of all, what do we say? Rule number one, when you come into your studio, have a ball, play around, enjoy yourself, dance, sing, uh, do whatever, laugh, especially when you mess up, you mix the wrong colors or you create a pile of something that just doesn't work. Giggle with it and say, "Oh, look at that. Okay," and then go on and mix another pile that's going to work better for the painting that you're working on. You know, the closer and the more you are connected to this center pathway, right? The more you're connected to it, the more you can see, the faster you learn, the more you understand. And, to me, the more I enjoy being in my studio, both in this studio and in this studio. So that's my message for today. Keep yourselves minimal. Don't overcrowd yourself. Unnecessary, it is unnecessary. Don't need it. Don't listen to everybody out there saying, oh, we got to get this, and you have to get that kind of canvas, and you have to get. You don't, okay? You absolutely don't. You don't. And even if you're selling your paintings, you still don't need to have the highest quality Belgian grade linens out there, canvas, right? You don't need it to sell your artwork. If you're at that level and you have reached that level, by all means, of course, the more you upgrade and the more advanced you get as an artist, obviously, you'll know exactly what kind of brushes to buy. You'll know exactly what kind of medium you want to use and how that will affect your paints that are going on this beautiful Belgian canvas. It all comes together and you'll know what to do. But until you get there, you better be having a good time. So relax, minimize, and enjoy your day in your tiny little studios, wherever you may be on this big, beautiful planet. Have a wonderful day, everyone.